SNP's Ian Blackford's attempt to thwart Boris Johnson's latest Brexit proposals was brilliantly dismantled by Sky News host Adam Boulton in an interview on Monday morning. The SNP is plotting to block Boris Johnson's Brexit plans amid claims new legislation aimed at breaking deadlocked EU trade talks could leave Scotland's NHS and water supplies open to privatisation. But as the SNP Westminster leader Ian Blackford discussed his party's latest plan to thwart Brexit on Sky News, his argument against Boris Johnson's internal market bill was quickly scuppered by host Adam Boulton. The Sky News host said, "They're saying this is just a backstop, and if there's no agreement, basically they want the power to prevent there being a border between the island of Ireland and Great Britain. That's understandable, isn't it?" As Mr. Blackford attempted to claim the government's fears over the EU's future behaviour with regards to the border between Northern Ireland and Great Britain was a mistake of its own doing, as remaining in the single market and the customs union would have prevented it to begin with. Mr. Boulton blasted, "The reason why they don't want to be in the single market and the customs union is because they say, collectively, and I know Scotland didn't, but collectively the people of the UK voted to leave the European Union. Therefore, to have the EU effectively dictating the presence of a border in the UK does sound a bit silly. If we're out, how can the EU be dictating it?" To which the SNP politician replied, "It's not a question of the EU dictating, it's what the UK signed up for when Boris Johnson went to the electorate on a manifesto commitment last December." Senior SNP figures insist Scottish independence is the only way to protect such institutions from eventually being sold off by the Tories. Ian Blackford is urging MPs to get behind a cross-party amendment to reject the UK Internal Market Bill, which has its second reading in the Commons today. Mr. Blackford warned the bill would give the government powers to overrule the Scottish Parliament in devolved areas and give private health providers and water companies the right to unhindered trade in Scotland. And he said Mr. Johnson's willingness to break the law in an international treaty it signed up to just a few months ago proved it could not be trusted.